Hello students, good morning to everyone. Again we shall continue our chapter prepositions. Yesterday I have already discussed its definition and its relationship with noun and pronoun. Let us have a little recap about what we learned from the definition itself. We knew that it is placed between a noun or the pronoun, or a preposition is placed between the noun and a pronoun, and it shows the relationship between the things or the other nouns that it denotes and that generally stands by. So regarding all such things, I have also exemplified you. Besides that, I have also told you, or I have also taught you about the kinds of prepositions, and I think you must have gone through the previous episode where the kinds of prepositions like the simple prepositions, phrasal prepositions, compound prepositions and the disguised prepositions have been discussed. And apart from this, I have also discussed how some of the prepositions are used as adverbs as well as prepositions, in which context they can be called as the adverbs and in which context they can be called as the prepositions. So today we shall continue about the classifications of prepositions. See here, classifications of prepositions. Classification of prepositions. See, this is the most important. You have to learn it because these things are there in your book 4, what you have been prescribed, but there is no elaboration regarding all such things. But if you go through this particular clip, then you can understand actually about the real classifications of the prepositions, and you can also put them correctly while you write any sort of paragraph or essay or etc. See, so in our classification of prepositions, first of all it comes as prepositions of time. Number 2, prepositions of place and location. Number 3, prepositions of agency and instrumentality. Number 4, prepositions of travel, motion and direction or direction. So these are the classification of prepositions. You have to learn thoroughly what the prepositions of time are and how are they used. If you learn them bit by bit, automatically you will generally not make any sort of mistake while writing the simple sentences and placing the prepositions correctly. And let us now know about each of the prepositions individually what are the prepositions of time and how are they used. First of all, make your heading as prepositions of time and put here hyphen, and let us now first know about art, in, on. First of all, let us know about art and its use. Generally, art is used to denote a point of time or a sharp time. This is the most important. You have to learn and underline a point of time and a sharp time. Anywhere there is the point of time or the sharp time, then we can use art. Let us have some examples. Suppose if it is the point of time, suppose we may say at present it is 11:20 am. So we may write here at 11:20 am or pm, no problem, because it is the sharp time. And we can also write at noon, at noon. Why? Because noon is a point of time. When all the hands of the clock, they remain just on 12. During that time, we may write noon. So that is why it is at noon. It is of day. And if it is at night, all the hands they remain just at 12. Then we may say at midnight. See, exactly we may write what it is. Suppose at dusk. Dusk, you know, it is the evening time, just after the sunset. It is not fully dark, but it is the semi-darkness. So it is otherwise known as the twilight. Twilight, there are two twilights, you know. We find in the morning, that is called as the dawn, D-A-W-N. We may say it as at dawn, at dawn, at dusk. Why? Because sometimes we can't find any sort of logic, but certain rules are there that some of the prepositions are used before them compulsorily. And in case of dusk and dawn, though they don't refer to a point of time or sharp time, they refer to a period of time, but we should use here at dusk, at dawn. Similarly, let us have another example or other examples. What it is, we shall write here. Yes, at Christmas. At Christmas. At the time of pronouncing, T remains silent, so we should not pronounce it as Christmas, rather it is Christmas. So sometimes even the English people, they pronounce not Christian but Christian. So that is why at Christmas. Why it refers to point of time? Just let me give you an example what it is. That children exchange their gifts at Christmas. But when it is day, the preposition will be changed. At that time you have to write on Christmas day. But when it is only Christmas and referring to, or it generally refers to only the point of time or sharp time, then it should be at. Exactly. And Christmas, you know that it refers to the birthday of Jesus Christ the Lord. And another one at Easter. Easter, you know, the day on which our Lord Jesus Christ was crucified. So during that time, so what the logic behind it is, I don't know, but anyway, let you know that before Easter, when it is only Easter, at that time we should use here at. But when it is Easter day, as it is a period of, it is a particular day, that is why we should use here on. So let you know, these are the very important. These are the very important: at dusk, at dawn, at Christmas, at Easter, and sometimes we use at the end. And you must find another phrase that is in the end. In the end means finally, whereas at the end means it is something. What it is? When something that ends. The time when something that ends, that is the at the end. But in the end means finally. So at the end we write here at last, referring to point of time. And these are all the things. Also you can come across some other words which generally take the at. So you have to remember all these, and these two are very important. These two are also very important. So let you know that only what it is. It is about the sharp of time or the point of time. If there is such case, then we have to use here at. Whatever that may be, at 11, at 7:30, or whatever that is. Anything that comes, or anything that relates, or anything that refers to sharp time or point of time, we should use here at. Okay. So after prepositions of time, let us now move to prepositions of place and location. Sorry students, though I told you that we should continue about the prepositions of place and location, but actually we have just completed only at. So now let us move to in. Let us now know about the uses of in. So in case of in, we should write it as in is used to denote a period of time. This is the most important. See, why? It is just the opposite of at. At is used for point of time or the sharp time, but in is used for a period of time. Period means it may be even the split of a second, but it refers to period or it relates to period. That is why it should be used in. So for your better convenience, let you know that we can gradually or we can serially let us know about the use of in. For example, we may write in a second, in a minute, in half an hour, and you know, constituting 2 to 3 hours, we have the division of the day like morning and afternoon or evening, and before them we should use in because they refer to period of time. So we may write here in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon, similarly, we may use in a day. A day constitutes of 24 hours or 12 hours. So that is why we should use here in, because it refers to a period of time. In a day, in a week, in a fortnight, remember it. Most of the students, they cannot answer what is the period of 15 days. So period of 15 days, half a month is called as the fortnight, and we should use here in, because it generally what? It denotes a period of time. Exactly in a month, and when 2 or 3 months they constitute, it becomes a season. So in that case we can write in summer, or winter, or rainy, whatever that may be. Before the name of the season we should use here in. Exactly in a year. In a year. And when it becomes 10 years, a period of 10 years is called the decade. So we should write in a decade. It should be in a decade. Exactly, we can also write, we can have the other examples. Let me erase them. If you have completed writing all these things, then I shall move to some other uses, basically the use of in. See, and a period of 100 years is, you know, it is called as in a century. Decade is the period of 10 years, century is the period of 100 years. And we can also say here in a millennium. See, you have to be cautious about the spelling of the millennium. While I was teaching the summer course students during that time, mistakenly I had left one N. So it should be double N. Mind it. Millennium. M-I-L-L-E-N-N-I-U-M. So in a millennium, it refers to, if there is the name of the year, then we should use here in 1945 or in 1975 or whatever that may be. Any year is there, we should use here in. We should also use the preposition in before the word reign or the administration. How? Because we have to write in the reign, R-E-I-G-N. Reign means a period of, it is the administration. So, in the reign of Queen Elizabeth, see, all this refers to time. In the reign of Queen Elizabeth, or before the name of the year in 1945, 1947, whatever that may be. And these are all the things you have to learn. Because all they refer to or they denote a period of time, so we should use here in. Okay? So, now after that, we shall continue about on. Now, let us know about how is the preposition on used and in which context it is used. Here we may write that on is used to denote a particular day or date. So you have to remember how it is used, because when it refers to a day or the date, and what it is also used, or we may write here and part of a day. Part of a day. But how can we use the before part of a day? day. Morning is the part of a day. Evening is the part of a day. Afternoon is the part of a day. And I told you that morning, evening and afternoon, they generally take the preposition in because they refer to or they generally denote the period of time. But in case of part of a day, how? Suppose if the name of the day or date is mentioned. See here, we can use before or we can use on before the part of a day only when the name of the day or date is mentioned. Let us have the examples. For day, basically, we may write examples on Monday or Sunday. If name of the day is there, we have to. Or we may write on 25th April because it is a particular date. And we can also write on March 15. How? Because the March refers to a period of time. It denotes a period of time. But when the name of the date is there, we should use here on. Exactly on Sunday morning. On Sunday morning. Why? Morning is a period of time. But as the name of the day is there, we should use here on. So, before all such things, on Monday, Sunday, on 25th April, on March 15, on Sunday morning, these are all the uses. Or suppose we may say particular day, if it refers to a teacher's day, we can write on teacher's day. Or if it is Independence Day, on Independence Day. Whatever. If it is the Earth Day, then the Earth Day, on the Earth Day. If it denotes a particular day or date, then we can write on or we can put the preposition on. At the same time, even we can also put the preposition on before part of a day, but if there will be the name of what? Name of the day or date. So exemplified, it is already exemplified here. Here though March is their period of time, but date is there, we used here on. Exactly name of the day is there, but here another period of time morning is there. And before morning we use in, but here we use on. Why? Because name of the day is there. And for any particular day, it may be the observational day, it may be any famous day. If it refers to a single day, we may write on Diwali. On Diwali, because Diwali is observed only for a single day. So anything that refers to a single day or day, then we should use on. Okay? Then we should move to the other aspects of prepositions, that is about the other prepositions of time. So, sorry students, though I told you that we should continue about the other aspects of time, but you have to find it out in the next video clip because there is a certain time limit and at the time of uploading it becomes very difficult. That is why it's over today. Thank you all, and I advise you all that let you watch really so that you will be thorough on grammar. Thank you.